What's up YouTube, it's Winfree back with another Madden video for you guys, and I know I haven't posted in a while, but like I said in my previous videos, this is just a hobby and it's something I'm gonna do when I feel like it, when I have time. And I actually think I have a pretty decent video for you guys today. As you can tell by the title, in my last game of Weekend League, I matched up against Popular Stranger. We're gonna hop into that gameplay here in a second, but before we do, I wanted to show you my lineup. As you can see, this is the lineup that I was using in that video for the most part. The only difference is Ryan Ramczyk. I actually did have his limited time card at the time, so he was a 95 overall on my team with 98 pass block. I actually just sold his limited time card today because unless I'm getting my information from a bad source, his limited is coming back out with a redux. So I sold mine for like 600k today, and his redux is definitely going to be going for much less than that. So I would encourage you to do the same thing if you have anybody like that on your team. But this is the exact offense I was running with. I did have Route Tech on Julio, but I took it off because I never saw it light up, and I put Threat Detector on Kevin Mawai. So I didn't have that in the video. That didn't make a ton of a difference. And then hopping on defense, I actually didn't pick up Derek Thomas yet at the time. I still had Lawrence Taylor here, but I just today bought Derek Thomas because his price dropped quite a bit. This is the exact team I was running with, except for those two things. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop right into the gameplay. Pause. Before we hop into the game, take a second, drop a like on the video, comment what you think, drop a sub to the channel if you're watching it and you aren't already subscribed. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll be able to release content, the more I'll be able to make time for it, and if this becomes a thing that picks up. If it does, if not, I'm just going to do it as a hobby, not worry about the numbers and just have fun doing what I enjoy to do. But subscribe, comment, like if you enjoy it. Now let's hop into the gameplay. Hopping into the gameplay, guys, as you can see, I'm actually not matched up against Popular Stranger right now. The reason is because I wanted to talk a little bit about the scenario and a little bit about what happened leading up to it and what happened throughout. Secondly, this is proof that I was not lurking him. Before I hop into it, I literally just recorded this whole thing and then actually had to accidentally deleted it on accident. I absolutely goofed up, so that's very annoying. So it might not be the best for that reason alone, but we're going to try to do it like it's first take again. But anyways, what happened leading up to this is I'm playing my Weekend League games, and then I see I get matched up against a guy named X Popular Stranger. I know who Popular Stranger is. I've seen some of his YouTube videos, but I don't watch him or know him enough to know what his gamer tag was exactly. So what I did when we got matched up was I went to my YouTube and I searched up Popular Stranger, and I went to his page and I couldn't find any videos where he's in game so I could see his gamer tag, but I saw his Twitch link. So I go to his Twitch link and turns out he's live streaming Weekend League, and I see that his username is X Popular Stranger. So I'm like, oh snap, I'm playing against Popular Stranger. So I hop in his chat and I'm like, hey, I just got matched against you. I've seen some of your videos and I enjoyed them. You know, just nice, trying to show support, show love. And all of his chat and him, you might not think this is toxic. I think this is really toxic and scummy. But all of his chat and him included say, quit the game. If you know me, if you're a fan, if you like my videos, quit the game. First of all, it's very scummy and low, in my opinion, to use something, to use popularity, to use your YouTube or your Twitch as a means to get free stuff. As a seed of I deserve this or you should give me this. Like, I'm not gonna give up a win or a game because I know somebody from YouTube. Like if it's my brother or a friend who I'm close to who's on their last win, yeah, maybe, but not because you're popular, and definitely not now that you've asked me to. On top of that, this is my very last game, and it's my last game for 18 wins. I was 16-3 and had a really bad streak right in the middle of my games where I lost a couple in a row trying to rush through them, talking to my wife and stuff like that. So that was unfortunate, but this is my last game to get it, and I send a text in the chat. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna quit because this is my last game to get 20 wins or 18 wins, and if I don't, or if I quit, then I'm not gonna get my 18 win rewards. And everybody in the chat immediately accuses me of lurking him. oh, you lurked him, you know, you're a scumbag, you're not gonna quit, you lurked him, you say you're a fan, but you're not gonna quit, you lurked him, you just want to play him, you want to try to embarrass him. That definitely isn't true as you're seeing right now. That guy that I'm playing in the first quarter just quit the game in the first quarter. I couldn't predict it. I didn't know it. I didn't tell him to. That's completely up to him. I get out of the game. As you can see, one win away, one game. People said I was lying about it. One game to get 18 wins, and I immediately begin searching for my next game. I had nothing to do with the timing other than making my guy quit, and I didn't force him to do it at the time that he did. So that's video proof that I literally did not intentionally match up with Popular Stranger. I didn't even know this guy streamed. And I definitely, this is literally my first time clicking onto his stream. So that should show that I'm not in the video is literally proof that I didn't do this. But anyways, before we hop into the gameplay, I just want to give it a little disclaimer too. I'm not bashing Popular Stranger. This isn't an exposing Popular Stranger video. He makes good content. I think his stream was a little scummy. I thought he was being kind of a jerk because he was assuming I was doing something that I wasn't. That's on him. I'm not gonna get mad and post a video trying to expose somebody over a video game. Life's too short, and there's way more important things than that. But anyways, as you can see, I matched up against him in my last game, and we're just gonna hop right into it. Before it gets into the late game where I'm commentating play-by-play, I want to give a little scenario about what's happening here. I typically come out in man, as most people do. That's the meta. But I also like to mix in zone. The basic man is a cover zero. You have two curl flats. Your user in the middle of the field, whatever. That's very breakable, and it's very easy to break. What I like to do is if they get on a third down, and you'll see me run it some this game, I like to mix in zone. I'll play cover 3. I'll double Mabel both sides. I'll have a curl flat at 20 yards, then a hard flat at 5 yards. I'll have a deep third in the middle of the field and 2 deep halves, and I'm user in the middle of the field all by myself. The reason I do this is because the man-beating meta involves a ton of crossing routes and a ton of routes to the sideline. If they don't immediately read that you're running zone, and they don't know it before they snap the play, they're going to be running man-beating routes if they're any good. And those man-beating routes in that zone setup will get shut down. The problem is if they can read your zone and you're the only person in the middle of the field, they're going to be able to destroy you with stuff like curls and maybe like a low-high combo where you can't guard both. Like they're going to be able to smack you and to pick apart your zone. So if they do that and they know how to beat man, that's when I start playing cover 3. And typically what I'll do is I'll hard flat the side that has the running back on it, and I'll leave the hook zone in the other side. So the other hard flat's not there because typically, I mean, they might run a drag there, but typically they won't. Or what I'll do is I'll have to, like, say, you know, I run trips, and if they're in zone, my triangle or circle up the seam will get wide open if they're not playing the middle of the field. So I'll man somebody, I'll mix them in zone. The thing is with when you're playing people, there's not a one-size-fits-all formula, and there's no, oh, this one way is how you're going to beat everybody. It's just simply not it. I start out in base man cover 0. If they know how to break that apart, fine. Okay, I'll mix in some zone with it so they don't know, or I'll try some other things in man before I immediately just completely commit to zone. If they destroy man, if there's no way for me to beat man, or for me to hold them with man, that's when I start playing zone. I'll play cover 3, double Mabel, if they know how to break that with a bunch of curl routes, in route stuff like that, high-low, delayed stuff. Okay, that's fine. You can do that. I'm gonna start adjusting my zone. I'll play a hard flat where your running back is, or I'll man up your running back with somebody, and then I'll play hard flats and then man up your running back, man up your slot receiver if he's doing this. But at that point, it's tough because it can become kind of guessy. Like I'm guessing that you're gonna do this, and if you don't do this, well, I'm gonna have a big gap in my field. So typically, the best thing to do is to be mixing it up constantly. As you say, I get screwed there and he gets the ball back. I'm not commentating, but that's 3 times already that I've gotten screwed. I had a drop pick, I had a 1-play touchdown that was called out of bounds, and I threw a first down and he rolled backwards. But anyways, as he gets a nice little sticky play there, he's up 7-0, 3.5 minutes left in the second, so it's not looking good for me. But you have to mix it up, and you have to learn what beats the person you're playing. That's how you have to win this game. As he gets a nice little dot on the halfback wheel route. I was in zone, and he was able to break it with a wheel. So what you'll see is on the next drive, I was like, okay, he can break my zone with a wheel. I'm going to run up one of my hard flats on the wheel route. as you get a nice Romo Culpepper juke, broken tackle for like 20-something yards. So I'm going to man up one of the hard flats on the running back, and on that same play that I did that, he had a drag that was going to the hard flat that I manned. That's a nice little run there for a touchdown. So I was like, okay, this is playing zone and trying to adjust is not working, because if you're playing zone, there's such a thing as over adjusting, so that you're over adjusting and leaving humongous gaps on your field. So for me, by the second half, I was like, all right, I can't play this zone against this guy unless I give up a hard, like the thing with zone is, if you play zone and you don't have a Mabel on the side of the tight end and running back, if they're in trips or something like that, then they will 100% have yards every play. They're either going to have a running back on a flat or a tight end on a corner. And as you can see in bunch, which I didn't see before, there's not a tight end on his side. There's no corner route to that side, so I can manage with just a hard flat over there. But if he has a crossing route, then I'm screwed. So what I'll do is I'd have to man up somebody on him, or have a there's rarely a situation where you're going to be able to not Mabel the side with the running back on it, because whether it be a crosser or whatever, a curl flat will get beat by a ton of man-beating routes. If you don't have a curl flat there, a crosser will get wide open. If you don't have a hard flat there, the running back will get wide open. If you don't have a curl flat, the corner will get wide open, and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to say is, and the tip I'm trying to give is, you have to adjust to each person. And if you over adjust the zone, or if you play zone too much, anyone can break your zone. Zone is very, 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 very breakable. It has to. If you watch people like Problem Right, almost every play he's got something different on the field. Problem is, at that point, it kind of becomes rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I'm going to run this. If you run this, I'm screwed. If you run this, I'm good. So I try to stay away from that, and if I'm forced to play zone, I try to play similar zones consistently, as I get a nice lurk there with 10 seconds left in the half to give me the ball, and I roll out of the end zone on the 1 yard line with 6 seconds left. But we're about to hop into the deep play-by-play. But I think this game is a perfect example of not being stubborn when it comes to adjustments versus someone who is being stubborn when it comes to adjustments. As you can see in the second half, I completely figured out his offense and defense, and he didn't adjust one time. If he adjusts his offense, he has a chance. If he adjusts his defense, he has a chance. The thing is, a good player knows how to break every single thing. They know how to break your man. They know how to break your zone. So it comes down to mixing it up, doing unorthodox things, sending blitzes, stuff like that. And that's what it comes down to. You have to learn how to adjust. Know, okay, if he's in, like, the offense has control of the game, and against a good offensive player, it's going to be hard to stop him. It's got to be bend, not break. But as you can see here, 3rd and 5, really late read. I miss it, but that's how it works. So right here, I've noticed that he is using the guy that's guarding the running back, and there's no deep purple on the right side of the field. So I'm going to motion McLaurin over, make him have to worry about going deep. He's got to use the running back, and I get McLaurin wide open for a first down. Down 14-7. As you can see, I'm in trips again. I stay in trips, and I motion him over again. I'm thinking he's going to be assuming slant, so I'm running the deep post. As you can see, he uses the running back, and the deep post is absolutely wide open on the man beater for a touchdown to make it 14-14 with 1:50 left in the third. And this is what I was talking about. Here's the way I adjusted against him. If you didn't know this, if someone's running angle routes or trying to abuse angle routes, what you can do is match up the defensive end on the opposite side of the running back, man him up, and it will completely shut down the angle route. Watch for it next time an angle route's run. Here it is, angle routes run, and he's absolutely locked. The only part you have to guard is the first cut as he throws a Stevie. Again, should have been another interception. All you have to guard is the very initial cut. That's all you have to guard on the angle route. So what I was doing was, I was like, okay, he's playing a man beater over the middle of the field. He's playing crossers, which are very, very common. So I personally need to either be guarding deep over the middle of the field, or I need to have a zone guarding deep over the middle of the field. I don't like being forced to go deep because it leaves other stuff open underneath and takes my user out of the play completely. So, okay, what can I do so that I have a deep blue? I'm able to use her in the middle of the field, but I have 2 purples. So I leave my free safety in the deep blue, put my strong safety on a purple, then I put the guy I typically user on his own purple. So I have 2 20-yard purples for the crossers, 1 deep route for deep blue for the man beating route, It's like, okay, I'm going to user the guy who's guarding the running back. Do I want to manually guard the running back myself? I could, but again, that takes me away from other routes that I might need to guard if he runs them. He's not running them, so I could have done it very easily as we get a turnover right there on downs. But I say, okay, and again, on offense here, I'm abusing what I know he's doing. He's guarding either the deep route, the running back, or the slant with his user. He has to pick one of the three. If he doesn't pick right, then I get free yards, and he can't guard all three. So if I run the deep post, he has to use it, running back's wide open. If I run the slant, he has to use it, running back's wide open. If he uses running back, the slant or the deep post will be open. As you can see here, again, he's got a user, he goes for the deep post, and he cuts back and tries to go on the slant, and he's absolutely loses it. He tried to man somebody up on the running back so that the running back would be guarded, and he was going to use the deep post, but I ran a slant, so he was confused. He didn't know what to do, so he tries to run down to the slant, and I beat him over the top. But that's the thing, man. You have to adjust. So I'm like, okay, do I want to be forced to guard the running back, or do I want to do something else? I'm like, since the running back can run an option, he can run a lot of things, I don't want to be forced to guard him, so I'm going to do what I know stops the running back. The opposite defensive end, user put in man against the running back, and when I do that, the running back will be bagged, both of his crossers will be bagged, and his deep route will be bagged. All I have to do is use the middle of the field or use anything else that's open. If it's a drag, I can use the drag. If it's an end, I can use it. If it's a slant, I can use a slant. At this point in the game, he's not going to be running drags because they're still manned up. So even if he gets a nice catch, it's no more than 5 to 10 yards, which I'm fine with at this point in the game. Absolutely fine with. As you see, everything is absolutely bagged. He gets a nice little underneath route there for a good 9-yard gain on reroute, but everything is bagged. You might be thinking, okay, well, why don't you just run this against everybody? If it bags deep routes, it bags crossers, it bags the angle route that's so popular, and all you have to do is use anything, though literally only one other route on the field that gets open, because this is very, very easy to beat. In this defense, with a mobile quarterback, I only have one guy rushing because I have to put up a spy. With my one guy rushing, he can literally sit in the pocket as long as he possibly can. He doesn't have any reason to wait. As you can see here, he has all the time in the world, but he rolls out so much and he wastes so much time rolling out that I'm able to get rushed. I'm able to send my spy or whatever. But if he would just sit in the pocket like many people have done against me, something will get open because my guys will get tired. And that's just how it works. So that's all he has to do. But as you can see here, 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm up by 7. I know you've been watching the game. I've adjusted. I have him figured out on offense, and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to adjust because he hasn't faced someone who's adjusted to this well before. So he's got his crossers are bagged by zones. His deep post is bagged by a zone. His running back's bagged by a glitchy man, and all I have to do is guard him for that. As you can see, I could have easily guarded that drag and then picked up the in route once he got there. Once the drag crossed and the in route was about to cross behind him, but I didn't have to because there's 15 seconds on the clock. But if I needed to, that's all I do, and he's absolutely bagged and nothing is open all game long. And I figured this out in the second half. So my idea of the first half, the first quarter, first half if they're good, figure out what they're doing, figure out how to stop it, figure out how to beat them on defense. It's all about figuring them out. If you can figure them out before they figure you out, or if you can figure them out without being stubborn and refusing to change stuff, like he was being very stubborn, refusing to change what he's doing, running the same thing every play, and it's bagged every time because I have it locked up, and it's not a fluke that I'm locking him up. But as you can see, 3 seconds left. He's got 1 play left. I've adjusted really well. He hasn't really adjusted at all. I'm up 7. He's got 1 play. You're going to see me use my last time out. It's not because I was lurking him. He was showing nothing but his face on stream, so I couldn't. It's because in bunch, when I was manning up my end on his running back, it was triangle instead of R1, I believe, in trips. And I was just muscle memory pressing R1, so I called 2 of my timeouts because I accidentally messed up the adjustment, and I didn't want to take any chances here. 3 seconds left. He's picking his play. See, he comes out in gun bunch. I'm making my adjustments, and as you can see, when I go to do my D lineman and put him in man, I press R1, and I had to call my timeout because I didn't do it on triangle. I did it on accident. And he's like, oh, you see, he's lurking, trying to figure out my play, and he's literally not even showing his game on the screen. He's just making excuses at this point. But anyways, hop in. 3 seconds left in the game. This is the last play of the game. 4-18 wins in the weekend league. He scores it. We're going to overtime, but all the pressure's on him. This is a perfect example of what he was doing wrong and how impatiently he was playing. I send one guy. He rolls out to the right so that I can send my spy. I send my spy, he has to roll back to the left, and I come down, and then he rolls left, and Ricky Jackson gets off his block and makes the tackle because this guy didn't know what he was doing. He was too impatient to sit in the pocket and wait. He might have been tilted, I don't know, but regardless, that's where he messed up. If he sits in the pocket, I have to adjust. I can't just keep putting that defensive end on the running back. I have to send the defensive end, and I'm going to have to use the running back myself. The whole thing about this game is adjusting. Adjust. I hope that's your one takeaway. Again, I'm not trying to bash Popular Stranger. But if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. But that's going to be it from me. Peace out.